prominent scholars. Out of all the scholars, I would like to quote here Hobbes. Hobbes has talked about the right of life. Again, I'll repeat myself, state has all the right to take life, but it needs to be through procedure established by law. The issue is fake encounters, not the real encounters. Ordinary citizen can also kill for the protection of its life. So the life of our policemen is equally important. Those who are culprit, we need to take strong action against them. And as we have seen in case of Hyderabad encounter,
Hello and welcome to Rao's Talk. On this channel, we are going to cover important topics which are going to be of great value to you if you are preparing for the UPSC examination. And if you want to develop grip on those concepts, we are going to have experts from Rao's IAS who will throw light on them. Today, we have this topic of extrajudicial killing, and we have Mr. Rahul Puri, who is the teacher of political science and IR at Rao's IAS, and he's going to share his thought and throw light on it. So, sir, welcome on board.
thank you, Nagin sir.
Now, when you talk about this extrajudicial killing, there has been so much of debate as well. There is so much of political hue and cry as well. So, what is the meaning of extrajudicial killing, and why is it important for us to understand?
The thing is, it is important to understand because it's a direct threat to the democratic setup of the state. It can dilute the tenets of democracy. And the thing is, what exactly is extrajudicial killing, as you have asked? So, in a democracy, when we talk about democracy, we have four pillars of democracy. We all know about this. It is legislature, executive, judiciary, and the media. So, every pillar has its own role to play. And it is the judiciary who is expected to decide the quantum of punishment based on the nature of crime. We have a specific organ to deliver the justice, okay, and that is judiciary. And executive is expected to support the judiciary, okay. Executive has the power to arrest, not to deliver the sentence, okay. So when executive will try to bypass the judiciary, it becomes extrajudicial. So this is very simple to understand. Extrajudicial means bypassing the judiciary, and if executive will bypass judiciary, it will lead to a dilution in the institution of judiciary, and finally it will going to hurt the democratic setup of the country.
Now, since you were talking about extrajudicial, when we hear this term extrajudicial, it seems that there is involvement of state as well. So, is it true that there is involvement of state when we talk about extrajudicial killing?
For sure. There is a role of the state. Executive is part of the state only. But executive has some other role to play.
Okay.
And judiciary has its own role. We do not want these institutions to interfere in the work of the other one. Okay, there's a specific role for legislature, executive, and judiciary. Now, for example, if I relate this thing like this, that we have legislature to make laws. We can bypass legislature through ordinance route. So if we start framing laws through ordinance, it is a clear dilution of the role of legislature.
Of course.
Similarly, if executives start delivering the sentence, it is clear bypassing of the judiciary. Okay, so that's why we do not want executive to interfere in the role of the judiciary. We need to deliver justice, but that needs to be through rule of law. Okay, and that's why we claim that this is one of the most important credential of democracy. When we claim that we are very proud of our democracy, because here we claim proudly that we have rule of law, and extrajudicial justice is a clear violation of rule of law itself.
Of course, it is.
So this is the thing.
Now, when we talk about this extrajudicial killing, it seems that it is a threat to the basic social fabric of this country and the country itself. So, what should be done to understand this problem from this perspective? That why this is such a big threat?
It's a clear threat. Why? Because it's a clear violation of our Article 14. It's a clear violation of Article 21 and 22. 21 says right to life. So, it is the responsibility of the state to protect life of every individual, because till the time the crime has not been proved, we believe the person is innocent.
Yeah.
So, crime needs to be proved within the court. Okay, once crime will be proved, only then we can categorize an individual as criminal. So we believe innocent till proven guilty.
Yes, yes.
So Article 21 gives protection of right to life, and state responsibility is to protect life. Okay, yes, state is allowed to take life, but that needs to be again through procedure established by law. So we have a procedure and we need to follow that procedure, and extrajudicial killing is a clear dilution of the procedure being established by law. A man in uniform has only right to arrest, not to sentence justice. On the name of instant justice. If these things will start happening frequently, this will lead to anarchy in the system. And we don't want that.
Of course.
It will lead to chaos and anarchy.
So can we see that extrajudicial killing can be a threat to the social contract that we have in the state?
So the term you have used is a clear vocabulary of the political science.
Yes, sir.
There are scholars who have said that state is the outcome of the contract among the individuals. And the prominent scholars, out of all the scholars, I would like to quote here Hobbes. Because whenever it is about this is like for specifically for the pol science optional student, that whenever it is about extrajudicial killing, they needs to quote Hobbes. Why? Because Hobbes has talked about the right of life, and he has emphasized so much on the right to life. His sole emphasis is that state responsibility is to protect life, and if state can't protect life, people have the right to revolt. That's why Article 21 is clear what? Right to life. And clearly stated by Hobbes that every individual has the right to life. And state is the sole authority to punish. This is also being said by Hobbes. No one can deny that state do not have the right to take life. Again, I'll repeat myself, state has all the right to take life, but it needs to be through procedure established by law. Death penalty is allowed in our judicial legal system. We have awarded death penalty to terrorists, but we have not taken their right of judicial hearing. So we have only given executions by following appropriate rule of law.
Access to judiciary is actually the important part, which can be considered as part of right of an individual.
For sure. And here I will like to quote this also, that we need to understand the difference between fake and the real encounters. The issue is fake encounters, not the real encounters. But there's a trend among the various media groups and the NGOs and the civil society that after every encounter, they just start putting the blame on the police force. It is not like this that all encounters are fake encounters. Issue is fake encounters, not real encounters. Okay, so as as said by Hobbes, state has the right to punish. There needs to be fear of law, and those who has been recently been killed in such encounters. We need to understand they are not the ordinary criminals. They are hardcore criminals who do not have the fear of law. We have example of Vikas Dubey, who didn't shy away of using violence against the police force and killed 22 policemen. See the audacity of these people. And then we have seen, the country has seen the broad daylight murder of one of the witness in one of the important cases. So they try to bypass the system. They try to use the lacunas in the system. So sometimes encounters are not fake. They do use violence against the man in uniform, and a gun is being given to them to retaliate. Even an ordinary citizen has the right to resist. Ordinary citizen can also kill for the protection of its life. So the life of our policemen is equally important. So issue is not real encounter, issue is the fake encounters.
I understand.
And if fake encounters are going on, yes, those who are culprit, we need to take strong action against them. And as we have seen in case of Hyderabad encounter, Supreme Court took the sumo to cognizance, and the 8 policemen who has done this, they are being convicted too.
Yes.
So not every encounter is fake, and society needs to understand this aspect also. So here I want to add one more thing. When we say democracy, for the strengthening of democracy, we need development. Development requires peace. If there is a lot of political instability, there is no law and order. The claim of the present government in UP that they are attracting a lot lot of investment. Why investment is coming to the state? Because the situation of law and order is improving. And here comes the use of force. Even UN uses force. You need force to bring peace. Because without peace, there can't be development. And without development, there can't be democracy. So we need to understand that we need the strong hand of law also.
Now, moving forward, when we look into this issue of extrajudicial killing, there seems to be a thought process in which public at large seems to accept this as well. So, what is the reason why public accept, if it threatens the democratic nature of the country itself, why people accept this as well?
There are multiple set of factors due to which there is a rising acceptance of these extrajudicial killings. What I personally see is the major factor is the judicial inefficiency. Judiciary needs to curb the loopholes which are there, as these hardcore criminals, they're able to manipulate the judicial process.
Yes, they do.
Okay, and as the saying goes, justice delayed is justice denied.
Perfectly.
Okay, so those people who are not getting the justice, the frustration keep increasing. So these people keep demanding a more stringent and strong action from the executive, that we need to find alternate ways to tackle these kind of hardcore criminals.
Yes.
So first reason which I personally see is judicial inefficiency.
Yeah.
And the second issue which I personally see is the criminalization of politics. These hardcore criminals, they are able to manage the political patronage, and later they themselves enter into politics and acquire power. But they do not stop from committing heinous crimes.
Yes.
And it becomes difficult to punish them. Okay. So this, the criminalization of politics is one of the real major issue in many of the states. The third reason is the corruption in the police force. Expectation among the many man in uniform of rewards, of plum postings, to make their political masters happy. So many political reasons are also there, where these people do get manipulated by the political class itself. And then one reason is that the tendency to project themselves as hero also.
Yes.
Because a lot of media attention is being given to these kind of cops who are involved into these extrajudicial killings.
They are named as super cops.
Super cops, encounter specialists. We have seen movies also. Okay, so this tendency to project themselves as hero is also one of the factors which do give push to these policemen to go for such kind of extrajudicial killings. So these are the multiple set of factors which are responsible for these kind of things which are going on. And I will like to add this, that we cannot stop this thing as such. Encounters will take place. We need to curb the fake one.
Yeah.
And to curb the fake one, we need to religiously follow the guidelines being given by the Supreme Court.
Yes.
Okay, under the PUCL versus the state of Maharashtra. So these guidelines needs to be followed and needs to be implemented. Only then we'll be able to stop the fake encounters. Anarchy will come because of the fake encounters, not because of the real encounters. So that's why the issue, we need to differentiate on these extrajudicial killings also, that whether the encounter is the real one or the fake one.
Exactly. Now, we have understood this problem with multiple dimensional approach as well. Now, what is the way forward? What is the solution that you can offer so that this problem can be solved?
Solution is very simple, but implementation is very difficult. It's easy to say in words, it's very difficult to really implement it on ground. The way forward is, we need three set of reforms. First, we need judicial reforms. We need to bring efficiency in the criminal justice system. We need judicial reforms. And we need to bring efficiency in the judicial system so that we should be able to deliver timely justice.
Yeah.
Timely justice will going to end the call which comes from various factions. And that we need, which increase frustration among a section of the society. So I think we need to bring efficiency in our judicial system.
Yeah.
And this point has been said by every CJI also. Whosoever has become the CJI, they have said we need to bring a lot of efficiency.
Yes.
Okay. Second thing is, I guess, the police reforms. We need to give them adequate facilities. We need to increase their pay packages. Our police force needs to be well rewarded so that it should cut down the motivation among the man in uniform to indulge in such heinous crimes.
Perfectly.
And third, I guess we need strongly, that is political reforms. And onus falls on the leaders of all the national parties that they need to stop criminalization of politics. They should not give electoral tickets to those who are being tainted with the heinous crimes. So I guess if we club these three reforms it can be the way forward when the need will not be there to go for such kind of extrajudicial killings, and this is the way forward to strengthen the credentials of democracy also in our country.
I think you have perfectly summed it, because if the democracy flourishes, then the state flourishes, and we need to strengthen the basic roots of democracy, and this is one of the ways.
And I guess the Prime Minister of India itself has said that we are the mother of all democracies,
Yes.
and if we are the mother of all democracies, we need to lead by example, and such kind of things do malign the image of India in world stage.
Yes.
So I guess these reforms are the need of the hour.
Yeah. Sir, thank you for sharing your insights. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, and thank you for helping us developing a complete command over the topic. I hope and believe the students will be greatly benefited by this.
Even I hope for the same. Thank you, Nagen sir.
So this was Mr. Rahul Puri, who actually shared his insights about the topic, and I hope that you must have liked this particular discussion. And if you have liked this discussion, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. We need more people. We need support from you so that your preparation journey can be simplified. From the entire team of Rouse IAS, we wish you all the best. Take very good care.